But this issue of partnerships I've just raised around complex issues and how you respond to complex issues in a partnership way. Do you want to say a little bit more about the kind of general notion of partnerships and accountabilities and how that relates to the Masters, Maria? Would you like to say a few things about that?
Well, as you said, John, social issues rarely fit within the boundaries of a single agency. Agencies need to come together and work collaboratively to solve these really complex issues. But one of the issues that we examine in great detail on the Masters is what makes an effective partnership. There are structures that can be put in place to facilitate collaboration. For example, strong and visible leadership is really important. Having formal governance structures in place, a set of milestones, and a shared understanding of how we can measure progress against these milestones. So there are lots of things that we can put in place in order to minimize some of the challenges and difficulties that surround partnership working, because I think a lot of people working in public bodies really grapple with these issues, don't they?
Yeah. No, absolutely. And but also in my own research, partnership is a key concept that is used within European policy well, it has exploded, I would say, over the last 10 years in terms of how important that is. But it has been, on occasions, quite vague in terms of, well, what do we mean by that? Who will be involved? And you've seen that sort of literature evolve over the past 10 years, and kind of ideas around partnership linked to the policy cycle and looking at which partners do we need to involve at which stages of the policy cycle in order to ensure an effective partnership overall. But yeah, the idea of partnership very much have to be measured against the practicality of it, the availability of resources, the complexity. I mean, we talked about accountability in partnerships, and who takes ownership of a policy issue when it's shared amongst a group of people is a key issue. It's also the fact that these partnerships can sometimes form the basis of constant delay and decisions being deferred because of this strong lack of leadership maybe, or clear lines of accountability. So these are all key issues that we can research in many different policy contexts, and that are explored in the master course.
Absolutely. I think it's about understanding those policy relationships across multiple levels of government. I mean, it might be the case that we're thinking about relationships in terms of how agencies work together, but it might be about how agencies work with other governments across the world. How's that best done? What does that mean for what we call network governance? What's the best way to do network governance? I think that's often something that policy administrators are interested in. But for us, I mean, on the Masters programme, we talk about partnerships, but I mean, partnerships is very much part of what we do as part of the Masters programme. Our school has key partnerships with Oxfam, for example. We've got other external collaborations with the NHS, governmental organisations, European Commission. So we're very much well networked as a group of academics to expose new students coming to our Masters programme to wider networks to benefit them and to benefit their own research. And I guess that's kind of where we could conclude this discussion, is to say that as part of this process of talking about the themes around the Masters and thinking about what the students might want to actually come and undertake with us, it's about employability as well. It's about exposing them to wider networks, reaching graduate attributes, and giving them a very supportive and flexible environment in which to do so.
Hope you enjoyed this discussion. If you have any queries about any of our Masters programmes, including the MSc in Applied Social Science, the MSc in Policy Analysis and Global Governance, or the new Masters in Public Administration, please feel free to contact me, Maria Sapuna. I'm the programme leader for these 3 programmes, and you can contact me. My email is maria.sapuna@uws.ac.uk. Hope to see you soon on one of our courses.